so here's what comes in the box. Nice plain European style box. Instructions, stock assembly, some sort of collet for installing a short buffer, and a washer that I believe is also involved in that. The stock itself is obviously pretty unusual looking, although ultimately it is still an M4 style of stock. You can see it rides on a fairly generic M4 buffer tube or receiver extension, whatever you want to call it. Well, let's get this thing installed. All right, now I'm going to remove the end cap from this buttstock. If that looks easy, that's because I did it before and I went ahead and greased these with WD-40. I cheated. And the next step, we have to get this screwdriver in here and turn it. Amazingly, spoke too soon. This should loosen this part. Fell out. So the buffer came out. That looks like a pretty standard buffer. And there we go. Came right apart. So just to summarize, put the screwdriver in here, flathead screwdriver, turned it 1,000,000 times, which loosened up the bolt on the back of this buffer, which fell out, and also released this. Now I can attach this to the SPHUR stock. All right, the next step is we're supposed to remove the buttstock assembly from the adapter. It's pretty simple. It's kind of like an AR. You just pull that down. Next up, you put the adapter into the back plate. All right, had to change perspectives here because I actually had to wait until this heavy buffer came in from HK parts. I have to say it was fairly annoying to find that the end cap here was not staked in any way. So I had to basically take a center punch and go along and stake it on, because when I test fitted it, the screw actually backed it out and the springs and plunger and everything came out. Pretty annoying for $100. All right, but that's been addressed. Let's just take that, drop it on in.
Pretty straightforward, just screw this in.
The next step is to either install this collet into the back of the buffer tube if you have a short buffer, or to install this washer if you have a long buffer. I am installing a longer buffer. Hopefully I'm making the right decision here, although I have to say I'm not 100% confident. But there's really no other reference. Instructions simply say long buffers use the locking washer, whereas short buffers use the buffer collet. So wish me luck. Pretty straightforward. Go ahead and screw it in. Next, you go ahead and reattach the stock. Next, the fun part, go ahead and reattach the stock to the rifle. Put in your handy push pins. And you are done.